Hi everyone, I'm Jess, and I'm here today with AnnaMaria Jackson-Phelps. We're going to be talking about her newest game, Synchronized, which is headed to Kickstarter soon. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me on. I just saw your cat wander past too, so I'm like,
yep. He's hiding back there.
Aww. Oh, what a sweetie. Typical cat, right? Oh, let's look at you. Oh, let's not look at you right now. Awesome.
So, tell me a bit about Synchronized.
This is our game. It's synchronized swimming themed, artistic swimming themed. And yeah, I didn't realize that synchronized swimming had actually gone through a name change about 5 years ago.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah, and one of the people that we consulted for the game is a synchronized swimming coach. And they told me, they were like, oh yeah, well they've rebranded it artistic swimming, largely to go along with artistic gymnastics and how that used to be rhythmic gymnastics.
Oh yeah.
So just to kind of sync up those two, so people kind of had a better idea of it's both artistry and sport at the same time. So
cool.
Yeah. So this came from a random tweet that Ross from More Games Please sent out a couple of years ago, asking what is the most unusual theme that you would love to see in a board game. And someone, Kiki Morito, my former partner from Girls Game Shelf, said synchronized swimming. So at that time, Emily LaRoche, we'd worked together on a couple of games insofar as promoting the games that she designed. And she was like, we should make a game together and it should be this. And I was like, I'm down. So we worked on it for a while. We planned to release it last year during the Olympics. Those didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we held off. We learned how to playtest online, which was both challenging and empowering in a lot of ways too. Because there was a lot of problem solving there, and very interesting. For the game is kind of a party game. And usually you talk about having people in a room, right, to do a party game because there's a sort of vibe. So creating that vibe on the virtual tabletop space was both a challenge and a joy, because once we found that it connected, it was like, yeah, this is the way to do things with it, folks, online.
Yeah.
And then a couple of months ago, we were like, I think it's time again, and looks like there's going to be an Olympics, so let's try. So here we are.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
I can't imagine how hard it must be to try to do something like a party game on the online.
Yeah, Emily is amazing at putting graphics and everything else into things. That's part of her day job. So, to get something onto TTS was very easy for us. But trying to present it in a way with other people, so that it's like, okay, it's team versus team, and you're working together to do this thing, and you get to have some tabletop, but also you're not actually sitting next to someone.
Yeah. And
your hand of cards is virtual. There was a little bit of a sell there for playtesters initially, but most people, especially as everyone got better and better at doing things online, it became, people were just better at it, so they were familiar with what was going on. So it was definitely a different way to playtest.
Yeah.
But I think we've, as an industry, kind of gone over that hill now and have opened up online playtesting for everyone, which makes the accessibility so much better for all sorts of designers.
You can really start expanding your pool of playtesters to all over the world now.
100%. Folks who couldn't playtest before now can. Folks who couldn't find people to playtest with, or there weren't accessible spaces for them to playtest in, now can. So that's between Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia. Those are two powerful tools now for designers.
Oh, it's wonderful. So this is your first design, correct?
This is technically my second design, but it'll be the first one that comes out. So
awesome.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it.
So what was it like taking on this challenge, other than the playing online and such? What did you find challenging about this Synchronized?
I think for me, challenge-wise was the adapting to not being in a space. My previous game had been largely tested in person, and getting feedback from different folks who are outside of my usual circle it was very interesting to see the way that other people might look at something, not knowing me, and not knowing any of the work that I had done before, or maybe not even, we tested with folks that weren't even in the industry occasionally. So, getting the feedback from them was really cool because they didn't have this background and, oh, this mechanic should work like this, or these things should work this way. So I'm not sure we'd necessarily call that a challenge, though. And I certainly don't want to say it wasn't a challenge to work on, but I have a brilliant co-designer, and I think anytime either Emily was feeling like, well, I hope when Emily was feeling low, I was able to go, no, we can do it like this. And certainly when I was feeling that way, she'd go, okay, no, we can solve this. We can make it better. And we did. So, it was a huge benefit. I 100% recommend every designer try co-designing at least once, just to see, because it's a great partnership.
Sounds like you're well synchronized. Okay, I'll leave now. I'm sorry. I had to get one in there. So with this one, it's coming out July 26th, correct?
It is.
That is just right around the corner.
It is right around the corner. I'm a little nervous, but it'll be great. It'll be fine. We've had a lot of really good support, and people seem to be excited about it. And every time I play it with someone, they're pretty enthusiastic. So
awesome. So after this, what's next for you? You have some more ideas percolating?
I have something that is being considered. It's IP. It's attached to an IP, so I can't really talk about that one, but there's that. My first game, which is a 2-player game, cooperative, about basically about building the perfect compost pile. It talks about it. It was made partially as a project in one of my botany classes, and I thought I would kind of just push it along as maybe an educational tool for people who were just get into like sustainable gardening or that. And it ended up making kind of a fun game with a very, it's a tableau, and you're trying to get, your green material next to your brown material. You get better points for the better compost pile you build. And so I'm looking at licensing that to a university to use as both a teaching tool and for them to distribute. So we'll see.
I love it. I love games that can not only entertain you, but help you, learn something or grow as a person. That's fantastic.
Those are certainly the ones that I end up, even if sometimes the growing as a person is, okay, don't be mad about this. Yeah. You're lacing poorly.
Well, thank you so much. This sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it come out on July 26th. For those of you watching, make sure to check Kickstarter then, and I'll have links in the description below to make it easy for you to find it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me to be on.
No problem. Thank you for visiting.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hi, thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more, check out either of these playlists. And make sure to hit the G to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications for when we publish. Also, if you like what we do, please consider joining our Patreon. I have links in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next game.